Hello and welcome back to the channel. I wanted to take a moment to respond to a rather heated comment that I received from a random viewer, apparently, who stumbled across my channel and was very unhappy with my last video regarding Path of Exile 2. Their position was that I am a terrible content creator because I'm not jumping at the opportunity to get the early access to the game and make content and blah, blah, blah. And, you know, they're free to have that opinion, whatever. I'm not here to get into an argument with a random viewer about their position on my channel. But they did make a point about comparing my monetization on my channel with the monetization on Grinding Gear Games' new venture that they're doing. And that did warrant a bit of a response, because if they're thinking that way, then I'm sure that some of my viewers are probably also thinking that way. And I just want to make sure I'm very clear about how I approach all of this. So when it comes to monetization of any product, in my opinion, we live in a society, especially if you're watching on YouTube and you're watching me, you're probably living in a country that is at least similar to the United States in the way that we think about free trade and all that stuff. We live in a world, in a society, that makes it clear that I am able to offer a product or a service at whatever price point that I want, and you are free to either pay for that service or product or not. There's two sides to the whole thing, and each of us gets to decide what we're going to ask for and what you're willing to get whatever it is that you want. Grinding Gear Games is perfectly within their rights, and it is perfectly reasonable for them to offer a paid early access to their new game, because it's their game and they get to decide how they're going to distribute it, how much they want to ask for it. They're going to be giving their game away for free, so that's the way that they're choosing to do their whole thing, and that's their product. They get to decide how they do that, and in my opinion, that's perfectly reasonable. The only thing I have about it is that it's outside of what I'm willing to do based off of how I think about money and how much money is worth to me, and also just my current financial state right now. Like $30 for this particular thing is just too much money for me right now. 10 years ago, when I had well, I don't want to say lots of money, but when I had a really solid income and $30 wasn't a big deal, I would have had a different opinion on it. But today, I don't have all kinds of extra money just lying around that I can just willy-nilly spend on something that, in my opinion, is a frivolous expense for me. So that was my thought process behind me saying that I am not going to participate in the early access for the game, because I don't have $30 to spend on something that is a highly temporary service. One, that's one. And number two, I don't really want to spend that amount of money on something that is going to be a highly temporary service. So that's just how I feel about it. That's my personal metric. Now, as far as my monetization, they made a point of basically calling me a hypocrite because I monetize my channel and some of the things I offer are similar to what Grinding Gear Games is offering as far as early access to their content. Fair point, but as far I direct you back to my original comments that say that, you know, I'm free to ask for what I ask for, and you, as the buyer, are free to either pay for that or not. Now, personally, I'm hoping that you guys are choosing to become channel members because you believe in the channel, you believe in me as a content creator, and you're hoping to help me get to the point where, you know, this becomes a real full-time thing that supports me and my wife and all the things that I want to do, all the things I want to do for my future. Right? That's what I'm hoping you're going to do a channel membership for. Now, YouTube itself offers several perks that come along with those channel memberships. I was given a list of things that I could provide as early access or as channel perks, and I added those in because, you know, maybe it entices you to want to do that. But at the end of the day, it's up to you as the customer to decide whether you are going to actually pay for that service or just wait for the content to come out for free. And for me, I totally understand if the memberships that I offer do not offer enough value for the price that I'm asking for those memberships. And that's perfectly reasonable. So the reason I wanted to make a video is specifically to say that, you know, you're free to criticize me because you think I'm making a bad decision for my channel because I don't want to pay for early access to a game. Okay, that's your opinion. You're entitled to your opinion, and I disagree with you, but it is what it is. But when it comes to monetization, We all have things that we're trying to monetize. We all have things that we're trying to sell. We're putting our time and effort into something, and we would like to get compensated for that. And there's nothing wrong with that, and there's nothing wrong with Grinding Gear Games also doing that. I am not criticizing Grinding Gear Games for offering their service for early access. Am I disappointed that they chose to do it that way? Of course I am. I wanted to get early access, and I didn't want to pay for it. But it would be unreasonable for me to demand that they offer it for free, and I never did that. I never once said that I expect them to give me early access to their game for free. I'm disappointed that they didn't, but that's their choice and they're free to do it. Just as it's my choice to offer, free access versus paid access to things, and you're free to either pay for those things or not pay for those things. I think the entitlement that was cast, the sense of entitlement that this person assigned to me is fairly unfounded, and because one person saw it that way, it probably means that there's a bunch of other people who saw it that way. And for those of you who are continuing viewers, and especially my channel members, I want to make sure that you guys understand where I'm coming from. I don't feel entitled to anything. I don't feel entitled to you guys watching, and especially to my members, I don't feel entitled to your memberships. I appreciate your choice to support me as a content creator. I have bad days, and you're gonna get some videos that show that, because not everybody's on it 100% of the time. It is what it is. But for those of you who support especially those of you who support me via a membership, who are actively trying to contribute to me as a content creator, and even all of you who choose to continue to provide me with support via watch time and views and things like that. Those are things that matter to me, and it does matter to me that you guys don't think that I feel entitled to anything, because I certainly don't. Am I disappointed that my channel isn't growing as fast as I'd like it to? Absolutely. But a lot of that is probably my fault, and there are probably things about YouTube that I don't understand that's inhibiting me from growing, and I'm sure my content, because I'm not willing to do certain kinds of content, and I'm not willing to do a bunch of editing and things like that to make my videos as streamlined as they probably could be, those are things that limit my channel growth, and it is what it is. But I don't feel entitled to anything. Like, you guys either watch or you don't, and hopefully the content I create is good enough for you to watch it and like it and subscribe to help me grow and all of those things. But those are things that you choose to do, and I will never demand that anybody do those things for me. I'll ask you to like and subscribe to help us reach 10,000 subscribers, and I'll ask you to consider a channel membership if you'd like to support the work that I do here. I also have a PayPal link that you can go to, and links are all in the description, that you can do if you would like to support me as a content creator. But never, not once in my life, will I ever tell you that you must. And for anybody to come and tell me that I must pay for early access to a game is probably one of the most arrogant things I've ever had said to me. So, I disagree with this person on that point. But their point about the, me monetizing my stuff versus Grinding Gear Games monetizing their stuff resonated enough with me that I wanted to make sure that I addressed it in a video so that my regular viewers understand where I'm coming from. So that's all I really wanted to say. We are all free to offer and refuse, and to either pay for or refuse to pay for services as we see fit. And you are perfectly within your rights to use whatever metrics you deem necessary to handle your money the way you handle your money. And for anyone else to come in and try to tell you that you should be doing it a different way is completely unreasonable, and then that's just how I feel about it. So thanks for watching. Subscribe, help us reach 10,000 subscribers, join as a member for early access, or just to support the channel. That's my real goal. And then all the other stuff, the PayPal links and everything else. So thanks for watching. Be sure to come back for the next video, and I'll see you then.